Ever wondered why biting into a hamburger feels like more than just eating? It feels like an experience? In America, few foods capture the heart and appetite of the nation quite like the hamburger. It's juicy, savory, comforting, and endlessly customizable, a simple creation that has become one of the most iconic symbols of U.S. culture. From backyard barbecues on the 4th of July to the neon-lit counters of fast food chains open 24 hours a day, the hamburger has earned its place as a true American classic. But behind that perfect patty tucked between golden buns lies a fascinating story of history, tradition, and modern innovation. So let's peel back the layers and take you on an unforgettable journey inside the world of hamburger production, where raw ingredients are transformed into the irresistible meal millions crave every single day. The story of the hamburger begins long before it ever hits the sizzling grill. The roots trace back to Hamburg, Germany in the 19th century, where minced beef was pressed into patties and eaten by locals. German immigrants brought this tradition across the Atlantic, and in the United States, it quickly evolved into something bigger, bolder, and distinctly American. By the early 20th century, the hamburger had become a centerpiece of U.S. food culture, with iconic names like White Castle revolutionizing how Americans dined by serving affordable, consistent hamburgers to the masses. Not long after, McDonald's transformed the humble burger into a global phenomenon, proving that this handheld marvel could conquer taste buds worldwide while still being deeply rooted in American soil. Now, let's step inside the bustling environment of a modern hamburger production facility, where tradition meets cutting-edge technology. Here, every single patty begins its life in the hands of skilled butchers. Carefully selected cuts of beef are chosen based on fat content, tenderness, and flavor balance. This isn't just meat, it's the very foundation of a burger's identity. The ratio of lean beef to fat must be perfect to ensure that each bite is juicy yet structured, never too greasy but never too dry. In the hands of experts, these cuts are trimmed, inspected, and prepared to begin their transformation into patties. Once inside the factory, the journey shifts from craftsmanship to precision engineering. Massive industrial grinders roar to life as beef is fed through, ground to a consistent coarseness that determines the texture of the burger. Too fine and it loses its bite, too coarse and it crumbles apart. It's here that science plays a key role. Temperature is carefully controlled so the meat remains cold, preserving both safety and flavor. Within minutes, thousands of pounds of beef are ground into uniform mixtures, ready for the next crucial stage. The sheer scale of production is staggering. Imagine a facility producing up to 5 million hamburgers in a single day. That's enough to feed entire cities at once. On average, nearly 500 kilograms of meat, roughly the weight of a small car, are transformed into savory patties every day in just one section of a large-scale plant. As conveyor belts move the freshly ground meat along, it enters massive mixing tanks, where the magic of flavor begins to unfold. This stage is where each brand leaves its signature. Into the ground beef go carefully measured blends of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic, and sometimes secret seasonings unique to the company. Some recipes might include breadcrumbs or binders to maintain structure, while others rely purely on meat and spices. Slowly, the ingredients are folded into the mixture until every fiber of beef is infused with bold, mouth-watering flavor. This is more than seasoning, it's the creation of identity. A burger from one chain tastes completely different from another because of this crucial blending process. As the meat mixture is perfected, automated machines take over to shape it into uniform patties. High-speed patty formers stamp out thousands of perfect rounds per hour, each one consistent in size, weight, and thickness. This consistency ensures that whether you're biting into a burger in New York, Los Angeles, or Dallas, the taste and texture will be nearly identical. Patties are then flash frozen or chilled immediately, locking in freshness until they're ready to be cooked in kitchens across the country. But what is a hamburger without its bun? Behind every juicy patty lies the supporting roll of soft, golden bread. Industrial bakeries dedicated to hamburger buns produce millions of them daily, using enriched dough that's mixed, proofed, and baked in massive ovens. Once baked to perfection, the buns are gently cooled and packaged with care to maintain their fluffy texture. Sesame seeds may be sprinkled on top, adding that iconic finish Americans know so well. These buns travel alongside patties, destined to meet again at restaurants, diners, and fast food counters nationwide. Of course, the burger experience wouldn't be complete without toppings. In production facilities, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles are washed, sliced, and packaged to ensure crisp freshness. Cheese, often American cheese with its creamy meltability, is pre-sliced and ready to drape over hot patties. Sauces, from classic ketchup and mustard to proprietary secret sauces, are bottled and shipped in bulk. Each topping has its own journey, yet together they unite in harmony when the burger is assembled. When patties finally leave the factory, they embark on their last leg of the journey: distribution. Fleet trucks carry frozen or chilled patties across states, ensuring that restaurants and grocery stores never run out. Once they arrive at their destination, the final transformation takes place: the moment of cooking. Whether it's a backyard grill, a fast food griddle, or a gourmet restaurant flame, the patty is cooked to sizzling perfection, juices locking inside as the aroma fills the air. Cheese melts over the top, buns are toasted, and toppings are layered to build the perfect bite. The result is what Americans have cherished for over a century: a hamburger that tells a story of craftsmanship, culture, and convenience. From its humble German beginnings to its rise as a U.S. fast food powerhouse, the hamburger is more than just food, it's a cultural icon. It represents innovation in food production, the efficiency of American industry, and the simple joy of sharing a meal with family and friends. What makes hamburgers so universally loved is their adaptability. Some crave a simple cheeseburger with nothing more than ketchup and pickles. Others stack theirs high with bacon, avocado, or gourmet sauces. Fast food chains crank out billions annually, while small-town diners craft homemade versions that taste like nostalgia. Veggie patties, plant-based alternatives, and healthier lean meat options have expanded the burger's reach even further, proving that this American staple is here to stay for every palate and preference. Every time you bite into one, you're tasting a tradition that has been perfected over decades. From factory floor to dinner table, every step of production is a mix of artistry and science. It's the balance of mass production with personal experience, the ability to make billions of burgers that still feel like they were made just for you. And that's the true secret of the hamburger's enduring success. When you bite into a juicy hamburger, it feels effortless: soft buns, perfectly cooked meat, melted cheese, crisp lettuce, and a burst of flavor that hits every taste bud at once. But behind that seemingly simple bite lies an extraordinary journey of craftsmanship, technology, and precision. From raw ingredients to neatly packaged perfection, the creation of a hamburger in modern food factories is nothing short of fascinating. Today we're taking you behind the scenes of this delicious process, revealing step by step how America's favorite fast food staple comes to life on a massive scale. Get ready, because once you see what it takes to make millions of hamburgers, you'll never look at your next meal the same way again. It all begins with the star of the show: the meat. High-quality cuts are selected, trimmed, and ground into fine, tender strands that become the foundation of the patty. But plain ground beef is only the start. To truly unlock that iconic flavor we all crave, the meat is carefully seasoned with a blend of spices. Each batch is mixed with precision, ensuring that every strand absorbs the perfect balance of seasoning. Imagine the aroma of garlic, onion powder, paprika, and pepper mingling with the rich scent of beef. This is where the flavor journey begins. What looks like a simple mix is actually a recipe designed for consistency, flavor retention, and mouth-watering results. Once the meat has been marinated and seasoned, it moves into one of the most mesmerizing steps: shaping. Enter the shaping machine, a marvel of modern food technology. This isn't just a conveyor belt churning out random patties. Instead, the machine presses the ground beef into perfectly uniform molds, sculpting patties to exact specifications in weight, size, and thickness. Every hamburger that comes out of this process looks identical, guaranteeing that whether you buy one in New York or Los Angeles, you're getting the same experience. The uniformity isn't just about looks. It ensures the patties cook evenly, delivering that consistent bite we all expect. Now comes the sizzle. The freshly molded patties travel onto the grill, where high temperatures work their magic. As the meat touches the searing hot surface, juices bubble to the top, and the irresistible aroma of grilling beef fills the air. This stage isn't just about cooking, it's about flavor development. The Maillard reaction, a natural chemical process, creates that golden brown crust and smoky, savory notes that make hamburgers so addictive. Each patty spends just the right amount of time on the grill to ensure it's fully cooked, safe to eat, yet still juicy inside. The balance is delicate, but the process has been fine-tuned over decades of experience. But the journey doesn't stop at the grill. Immediately after cooking, the patties undergo quick freezing at around -18 degrees Celsius. This isn't your average freezer process at home. It's an industrial-grade method designed to lock in freshness instantly. Quick freezing prevents the formation of large ice crystals, which can damage the texture of the meat. Instead, it seals in the flavor, moisture, and quality, ensuring that when the patty finally makes its way onto your plate, it tastes just as fresh as the day it was made. This step is crucial for large-scale production, allowing hamburgers to be safely stored and transported without losing their flavor or texture. Once frozen, the patties are ready for the next critical phase: packaging. Packaging is more than just wrapping food, it's about protecting quality and communicating trust. Each hamburger patty is sealed in sterile, temperature-controlled environments to prevent contamination. But the packaging doesn't just act as a shield, it tells a story. Labels display ingredients, nutritional information, expiration dates, and cooking instructions, giving consumers confidence in what they're eating. In today's food industry, transparency is everything, and packaging is the bridge between producer and consumer. When you pick up a box of frozen hamburgers from your local grocery store, all the details you need are right there, thanks to this meticulous process. Of course, a hamburger is much more than just meat. A great patty needs an equally perfect partner: the bun. Bread making is a science in itself, and hamburger buns are no exception. Barley flour and wheat flour are mixed with yeast, sugar, salt, and water to create dough with the ideal balance of softness and strength. The dough is then portioned and shaped into rounds before heading to the oven. At a scorching 240 degrees Celsius, the buns bake until golden brown, developing that slight crispness on the outside while staying fluffy inside. Once baked, they're cooled to prevent condensation and packed to preserve freshness. Each bun is a masterpiece of texture, designed to hold up against juicy patties, fresh vegetables, and creamy sauces without falling apart in your hands. Speaking of vegetables, the toppings that add crunch and freshness to a hamburger also undergo a fascinating process. Lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles aren't just tossed into production lines. They are carefully selected, washed, and sanitized in automated systems that remove dirt and bacteria. Imagine rows of shiny tomatoes being sprayed with purified water jets, or crisp lettuce heads gently rolled across conveyors for cleaning. The process is quick but thorough, ensuring that when those vegetables land in your burger, they're as fresh and safe as possible. Once cleaned, they're packaged with care to preserve their crispness until it's time to assemble the final masterpiece. Then there's the cheese, an ingredient that can make or break a burger. In large-scale production, cheese blocks are chilled, sliced into perfect squares, and wrapped in protective packaging to lock in freshness. Each slice is uniform, ensuring that when placed on a hot patty, it melts at just the right rate. That gooey, golden layer of cheese we all love isn't an accident. It's the result of precision slicing and careful handling. From cheddar to American cheese, the goal is the same: to deliver rich, creamy flavor that ties the entire burger together. With all components, meat, buns, vegetables, and cheese, now prepared and preserved, the final step is bringing them all together. Whether it's at a fast food restaurant, a factory assembly line, or your home kitchen, the combination of these elements creates one of the most iconic foods in American culture: the hamburger. Every layer plays its part, from the toasted bun to the juicy patty, from the crunch of lettuce to the melt of cheese, all tied together with a dollop of ketchup, mustard, or mayo. The story of the hamburger is more than just a recipe, it's a reflection of innovation, tradition, and America's love for comfort food. Each step of production, from seasoning meat to packaging vegetables, is fine-tuned to deliver not just taste but consistency, safety, and quality. So the next time you unwrap a burger, take a moment to appreciate the journey it took to get there. Behind that simple bite lies a world of precision and passion, an entire industry working to deliver the perfect hamburger to millions of people every day. If you found this journey as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes looks at how your favorite foods are made. From sizzling grills to state-of-the-art bakeries, every bite has a story, and we're here to tell it.